We're live. Also, hello everybody. This probably looks different than normal. As you have seen with our Odyssey of the Dragon Lords game, I designed new overlays. Praise me
Yay.
now.
You can clap now.
I only praise the Emperor.
Well, I am his servant. Alright, go ahead, take it away, William.
All right, so welcome back, everyone, to Wrath and Glory Faustian Bargains, the Warhammer 40k Wrath and Glory campaign run by me, William, as your game master, and joining me today, we have Andrew.
Hello, I'm Andrew, and I'm... Okay, I am not in fact muted. Okay, good. Hello, I'm Andrew, and I'm playing Kailara, a Dire Avenger of the Biel-10 and Inari. I have decided to rotate out Shokais, if only for a
Craig.
while.
Hi, I am playing Gabruk Tieftasa, the Orc Flashgit and newly minted war boss of the Wog Tieftasa.
And Cody.
I'm Cody. I'm playing Battle Sister Mira.
And John.
I'm John. I'm playing Brother Captain Erasmus Altimari of the Grey Knights, and the only jolly space marine in existence.
They're not in existence, but certainly one of the few that actually shows up regularly. But when last we joined this inquisitorial group, they had, as our orc very kindly, very notably pointed out, usurped a Wa
As you do.
by bringing in Gabruk in the middle of a battlefield between two different Imperial Guard regiments and a small Wa of badmans, and conveniently positioning it in such a way that Gabruk managed to lay the killing blow on the former war boss of the Wa, which then, by Orcish tradition, allows him to take over the Wa
William, what
until
mic are
somebody
you
else
using?
decides to fight him.
William, what mic are you using, William?
I'm using the Yeti.
Because it sounds like it's either not plugged in properly or the noise suppression is taking way too much. Because you're coming in staticky.
Let's try turning noise suppression off then. Let's see if that sounds any better then.
Oh yeah, much better.
Oh, it was noise suppression.
Yeah, noise suppression. You're too far away from the mic for noise suppression.
Fair enough. Which means I'm also going to have to raise my noise gate.
You could turn noise suppression on and just move the mic closer to you. Or
And the mic is good where it's at because it's not blocking my view of either of my screens. If I move it too close, it'll start getting in the way of my screens.
Move you closer to it.
There's a table right here. This is literally as physically close to my mic as I can get. But anyway. So, we rejoin our inquisitorial agents aboard the Umbra Draconis, as they have retrieved the Inquisitor Faust and are preparing to make a journey across the Cicatrix Maledictum, the Great Rift. And as the group of you are making preparations, Shokais, you are given a request to meet with Inquisitor Faust.
Shokais would immediately follow up on that.
As you enter the private quarters that Faust has chosen from the many rooms aboard the Umbra Draconis, he sort of looks up from a data slate and nods to you in greeting. Well, Shasfri Shokais, it is good that you've come so quickly. I appreciate your efforts here, and I believe I can sense that there is perhaps a bit of trepidation in the coming journey for one who has perhaps spent most of their existence on the side of the galaxy where their comrades had been.
I did not expect you to detect such things. From what I know, we are particularly resilient against such intrusions, but you are correct, Inquisitor.
In the realm of the psychic, perhaps, but it takes more than psychic talent to be an Inquisitor. The ability to read body language, even in someone in extremely thick battle armor, is a relevant skill, especially when one works with Space Marines.
Ah, picked up on that, I see.
But I do have another task for you. If you are hesitant crossing the Cicatrix Maledictum, there are places where the knowledge of the Tau and your connections with the Farsight enclaves would be more useful on this half of the galaxy.
I see. Yes, this would be... I believe this would be suitable.
Worry not about the state you would leave your comrades in. I have already arranged to retrieve another agent from another of my Xenos companions.
Very well.
There is a transport waiting for you in the hangar to bring you to your next assignment with information as to what you will be doing and how you will be aiding both myself and the Farsight Enclave.
1 second. Need to find a suitable... Ah, here we are. Never mind then. Showcase will... And her drones will all fix their attention upon Faust, and she snaps off as best a salute as she can with one hand and a battle suit. Understood, Inquisitor. Rest assured that I will continue to fulfill our mission as best I can.
Go and perform in the name of the greater good.
It's not really my thing.
The greater good.
What?
Well,
The crater
good fortune
good.
to you in any event.
And to you. Fight well, and do come back.
I have no intention of dying.
First one to die.
And so, Shokais departs the Umbra Draconis. And almost in the same breath as Shokais' ship departs, another, lithe and practically invisible in the void of space, lands as a small, almost bone-like ship docks in the interior of the Umbra Draconis. A small departure ramp is lowered, and a single lithe figure makes her way down.
She stands at roughly 6 feet 10 inches. Though, true enough, she's a beanpole, essentially. Dressed in blue battle armor with a similar but not entirely identical blue gemstone over the heart. A bone white helmet with a green and white crest of some manner of hair or plumage or something similar. And a small targeting array, I guess, is the best descriptor, jutting out from above the left shoulder. She carries a total of 2 weapons, one of which is a simple knife, the other a long-barreled shuriken weapon commonly wielded among the Eldar. And she would survey the scene a moment to find somebody to whom she could report.
As you step down and look around, one of the Eldar piloting the ship approaches the ramp and calls down, "Good luck, sister. May Iniad watch over you and keep you from danger."
And you as well.
And the Eldar
Go quick,
nods.
go quiet.
The Eldar nods and retreats into the ship as the ramp raises, and as silent as it came, it is gone, disappearing out of the hangar as a not familiar to you, but definitely iconic, tall, black-robed and crimson accented armored figure with long, shaggy black hair and the beginning and the newly reformed appearance of a thick, shaggy beard approaches with his sort of deep hooded eyes. "You must be Kelara."
Indeed. It was
My-
decided that
Go on.
it was decided that it is my charge to uphold the alliance between the Inquisition and the Inari at this time.
Yes. My contacts among the Inari have informed me that you are a skilled warrior, and that I should have no fear placing you in the depths of danger.
As we say among those of my aspect, war is my master, death is my mistress.
Very well. You will be almost immediately placed upon the anvil, because we are now preparing for a journey across the rift. We must seek allies and information to hunt down a cult of chaos worshippers who have arrived here to bring havoc.
Very well. You'll find that I am quite tempered in this field.
Very well. You will be, he sort of indicates to a servitor who approaches with a data slate. You will be guided to the quarters that the rest of your battle squad will be maintaining on the corridor that all of them will be staying in. Pick whichever room you find suitable.
Understood.
And be prepared. Our journey begins within the day.
I am always prepared, Inquisitor. And Kelara will follow the servitor.
Servitor leads you down numerous winding halls to a massive, what is basically a habitation deck, including several different corridors featuring small, basically cells for individual warriors to claim as their rooms. And after you choose whichever room is appropriate for you, let me make sure I have your miniature on this map. I guess I've already signed you into a room, but you can go ahead and pick one.
There is a map now.
There is a
I
map.
was not familiar with this. Let's see here. I will choose this one.
So after you've chosen your room, the alert goes off across the entire ship that the ship is preparing for warp travel. And a few moments later, you can feel that
Where are we at, by the way?
familiar shudder. What was that?
Where are we at on this map?
On the galaxy map?
Yeah.
at the moment, you are leaving from around Vordrast.
Okay.
But you have to make it from Vordrast to Fenris to cross the Cicatrix.
All right.
The other option is to try and cross all the way around the outside of the rift, but that implies a lot of adjusting your direction with no guide.
Yeah.
Versus getting here and then a straight cut across.
Sorry, there is the
Well,
world.
straight cut across a horrible, horrible thing.
Yes. But the other option is cut over here, lose your directions, and then try and navigate the outside of the galaxy.
It's not like we'll end up in dark space or anything like that.
Yeah, you know?
Just Tyranid swarm.
Just end up in another franchise altogether.
Yeah.
You ended up in a galaxy far, far away.
What is a Reaper,
Oh,
and
no.
why should we be afraid of it?
No, you run face first into a Tyranid swarm. That's what happens when you go too far out. That's the kill field, or that's the kill field around the galaxy.
Yeah, it's just like the in like Sea of Thieves where you have the shroud. It's just Tyranids.
Oh, nice.
Nothing but Tyranids. The galaxy is surrounded by Tyranids.
But-
Orcs want to convert every aspect of every atom of the galaxy into Daka. Tyranids are already on their way to converting every atom of the galaxy into Tyranids.
Basically.
Fine thought.
Yeah, so you've got a few days of warp travel before you'll reach Fenris, and then prepare for the gauntlet, basically.
Somewhere at like I am somewhere. I'm not on the in like the rooms that you just showed. I am somewhere else aboard the ship, having a conversation with some of the crew members that someone walks into in the middle of me going, honestly, I find it hard to believe that only a few hundred years ago you and I were the same size. Particularly, it's like sort of like trying to figure out exactly, sort of ruminating on the differences between the Astartes and mortals, which is my
Is it like
objective.
Smart Hulk talking to a regular human?
Yeah, kind of.
I brought you a taco.
God, there's actually in the Horus Heresy novel series, there is one book, or there's a short story collection that features one story that involves a group of Ultramarines saving civilians and trying to run across a planet that's being bombarded and destroyed. And it has this one scene that always made me laugh, and like I found it really adorable, where this massive space marine is carrying a woman and her child in his arms, and he sort of tilts his head to the side and looks at the baby and just goes, "You are very small." It's hard to believe that once even our captain was the same size as you.
Yeah. Once millennia ago, we were all that small.
But yeah, so if there's anything that anyone needs to accomplish, or any conversations anyone needs to have over the next few days.
That conversation was it. It was my objective.
I hadn't even picked mine at the time.
My
Oh, yeah.
objective for the day was ruminate on the divide between Astartes and mortals.
I have some business on the ships.
Well, what would
On
you
the-
like to accomplish?
I think. Well, I don't think I have on camera, so to speak. I don't think I have renamed the ship.
Mm-hmm.
So Gabruk finds a way. He'll probably round up. Oi, Dead Grin! I want you to make sure the boys are assembled. What you got on? What do we have for communication devices? Like shouting tubes?
Basically, yeah.
Okay.
All right, I'll get on the tubes, boss. And the the orc in question sort of wanders over to a series of literally giant brass tubes that are jutting out of the wall that sort of reach down across the entire length of the ship, and he just fills his lungs and just, "Oi, lads, everyone to the bridge!" And the ship begins to rumble with the sounds of orc boots.
All right. All right. Well, hold on. Let me get my real life squeak settled down here. All right. So he will round it. Wait until everybody's assembled, and then go. Oi, you lot! Now, as some of you what might heard, we's gonna be going right through Gork's Grin.
Yeah!
There's some of the best crumpin' you's ever heard of.
Yet more cheering.
Right, so we got to rename this here cruiser, and I'm gonna name it the Grin Puncher.
There's like a half-second pause as they process, and then just immediately you just start to hear the crowd go, "Grin Puncher! Grin Puncher! Grin Puncher!"
No, it's right. A lot of you already like it, but I'll tell you why. I got two good reasons. One, it's a counter on we gonna punch Gorks right in the grin, right on through. And two, I've been looking over the list and a lot of you lads has got grin in your names, and I don't want to lose any time, what with you thinking up new ones. So I figured we'd keep the grin bit.
That's real smart, boss. Dead Grin says.
Also, I likes punching, so that's the other reason.
Yeah!
Right. Now get back to work!
You hear just the resounding "Whoa!" and the boys all start rushing back to their stations.
Grogrin. Or Grubgrin. Sorry, to my ammo grot.
Yeah.
Grubgrin.
Yes, boss.
How many of the lads here's got snaz guns?
Flash kits, we've got 1, 2, 3. Lots, boss.
Right. Any of them got snaz guns bigger than mine?
Nah, boss.
All right, good. So what we want to do is start making more snaz guns. Get as many of the lads as you can, or the Daka what you can.
Right, boss. I'll get the mix on it.
Right. You got a future for you, Grubgrin.
Thanks, boss.
I'll try real hard not to make sure you're in front of one of the shooty bits when I pulls the trigger.
Thanks, boss. I'll go now, boss.
He's a good
Try
lad.
real
He
hard.
sort of scampers off and heads down to go and find the mechs. Get them on a SNAS gun production.
Okay, that's all I had.
Mira just introduces herself to the new addition to the party. Just don't have to roleplay that. She'll just introduce herself.
Does our new addition know that there is an attached wall?
That would definitely have come up on the transport ship sensors.
Yeah, I was like, there's an imperial battle cruiser, but also like 6 orc ships.
Well, we were told to land on the Imperial battle cruiser.
We will,
Probably
I'm sure, meet later.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be fun.
At some point, also, Erasmus will meet and introduce and greet with a hearty hello.
Yes, Kaylara would spend downtime getting to know the ship and the people who she is inevitably going to fight alongside. She would certainly introduce herself both as an aspect warrior and as one of the Inari. For those of you playing at home, the Inari are a I think major power is probably one of the best descriptors among the Eldari these days.
Yes, the Eldar are sort of divided among, roughly speaking, 4 axes now. You've got the craft world Eldari who are not Yennari associated, who are just sort of idly fucking around with their own craft worlds and being Eldar by themselves. You've got the Drukhari, who are the Dark Eldar who stick to Kamara and follow Asdrubal Vect. And you've got the Exodites, who are your random Eldar who don't associate with anybody but themselves, which includes a lot of like Eldar pirates. And then you have the Yennari, who come from all of these walks of life and come together to see the end of the galaxy, basically.
Well, less the end of the galaxy and more try to save their people as best they can.
By, bringing back by birthing the Eldar God of the Dead, Iniad.
To destroy Slanesh.
Yep.
The is it an official alliance with the Imperium of Man and the Yennari?
It is a ceasefire that has been agreed upon by Robute Gilliman and the leaders of the Yennari. So, people very high up, including the Inquisition, know that it exists. Not a lot of the ground people know that it exists.
Would I know?
Probably.
As part of the Inquisition, yeah.
Well, we know now.
I mean...
Yeah, technically, everyone here is working for the Inquisition, so...
Yeah, that's the question. Is it just high-up people in the Inquisition that know, or does,
At the very least, the lot of you would know, because Faust would not have let you all go without knowing that there would be an Eldar coming.
I mean, that would be funny. Like, Eldar, kill!
Yeah, and Kalara would be going, knowing not to shoot everyone on sight.
Yeah.
Most of the Eldar, at least of the Yennari, are aware of this ceasefire. The Imperium... That's a lot of administration to try and make that known, and a lot of prejudice to get around. Especially the Imperial Church.
Oh, yeah. Let's not try to convince them that things are going on.
Looks over at the Sister of Battle.
I mean, one sister is easily much more amenable than an entire bureaucracy that spans the galaxy.
Yep.
Yeah, a Sister of Battle understands that there are things that are important to fight and things that are more important to fight. Whereas the Synod is just like, I've never been on the battlefield. All I know is all of these are enemies and not worthy of the Emperor's glory.
I got to where I am by pushing pencils, and by the Emperor, I'm going to stay that way.
Basically.
Yeah, definitely at some point. Well met! This is the first time since the ceasefire that I've seen an Eldar up close.
I must admit, it is my first encounter with a... you can't see it behind the helmet, but she hesitates for a second. Grey Knight? Is that the correct term?
Either the correct term or an accurate description of my armor, yes.
Well then.
Brother Captain Erasmus Ultimator. We'll be working together.
So it would seem. My name is Kalara.
A pleasure. Extends hand. That is the size of your upper torso.
Looks at hand. Looks at own hand. Declines handshake.
Yes, I'm getting used to shaking hands with beings so much smaller than me.
Had you the inclination, I imagine you could crush any manner of bone, limb, organ.
I find the trick is to let them grip and just move my hand in unison.
I shall have to remember that for future reference.
For what it's worth, Eldar have like a crystalline bone structure. So
Is that easier or harder to break?
That depends.
Depends on how the force is applied. Got it.
They call me Mr. Glass.
No, Mr. Glass was my father.
I'm just picturing an orc somewhere in the galaxy holding up an Eldar, like an Eldar corpse, going, "Every time you punch it, it makes sparkly sounds." And you just hear the cracking of glass every time it punches the corpse.
I mean,
Oh,
that is
barbaric.
part of the that is part of the reason that orcs call elves sparkly.
I may go with that rather than I guess the main orc term for Eldar, which I would prefer not to use.
Yeah, there's definitely some Eldari terminology that I am not touching with a 10-foot cactus.
100% cool.
I mean, yes, the generic Eldar term for humankind is a literal association with monkeys.
Let's not do that today.
So, after a while, the ship pushes into the warp. And several days pass. And after a short time, the group of you are gathered on the bridge with both the crew of the head crew of the ship and also Faust and his assistant Gora. And he sort of looks across a series of nav displays as he looks over his shoulder at the group of you. We are nearing the exit around Fenris. It will be an exciting stint in the Materium before we return to the warp. After all, we are going to be departing near the vicinity of the home of the Space Wolves, the Volca Fenrica, with a small orc wa in tow.
I look over at Gobruk. How nimble are your flyers?
Oh, am I physically there? Am I there by screen?
You're probably there if you would be on board the Grin Puncha, you would probably be there by Lithocast.
Okay, all right. What do you mean by nimble?
Agile.
No, we's just gonna punch through it. Oh, you didn't hear me old punch-based speech. I'll give it to you again. And he starts to launch into the same preamble.
I just wave a hand around my throat at whoever's operating the audio.
Gobruk immediately gets muted.
Yeah,
Basically.
I wait until the mouth flaps stop, and then just nod.
Sound comes back on. Well,
Oh, it also because it was the first one I fought.
Fascinating.
well, for what it's worth, Gobruk, if I could request that you would join us on the Umbra Draconis as quickly as possible when we leave the warp. I feel like it's going to be an ordeal crossing the Grin, and I think I'd like your firepower and perhaps some of your boys present on this ship.
Oi, I'll pick out some of me lads. Who's this new lad?
This is Kalara of the Inari. She will be joining us in place of Shasvri Shokais, who will be attending other tasks that are
Watcher.
relevant.
Just inclines her helmeted head. Just gives a short nod. Doesn't say anything.
She will lend not only an amount of firepower, but from my understanding, some of the Eldari's unique psychic talents.
The Inquisitor is correct. There is much I have learned of the There is much I have learned of the path of the seer, though I do not walk it.
Very well. We will be dropping from the warp soon, and I suspect it will be a interesting maneuver to try and avoid taking notice of Fenris. Hopefully, the task that I have set Gita to will be done well. And we will not have to worry as much.
You provided some manner of diplomatic advance to Fenris, then?
In a manner of sorts.
I see.
Fenris and diplomacy don't necessarily go hand in hand. Or
But
axe in glove.
Fortunately, a space wolf has a better chance of speaking to space wolves.
Yes, that will hopefully make things easier.
And with the Volca Fenrica hopefully handling her own, we may be able to pass Fenris without notice.
All else fails, simply let the wall absorb the blasts.
Perhaps.
I know shooting unless they shoot at us first, right?
Try and avoid it.
I'll have the lads stop painting the cruisers purple.
Good man. Orc. All right.
I wonder
Bunch
what
of orcs with buckets of paint out on the holes, holding their breath.
I wonder what particular shade of blue the leader of the Order of Xenos would turn at that phrase.
You know, one day I might just find out.
Again, the weird laugh from the Space Marine.
Yeah. I love that orc spacesuits, by the way, for when they do actually decide they need to wear one, is just the fucking the 90s bubble helmet.
Yeah.
And nothing else. Like
Yeah,
no
just a
spacesuit,
fishbowl.
just the fishbowl.
Just a fishbowl.
Yeah, that tracks.
Like it's the fishbowl and maybe some shit to lock it around the neck and nothing else.
Has the crew of the Umbra Draconis got used to a laughing Space Marine yet? Or is it still a thing where it's like every time he laughs, they jerk slightly?
It depends on where you go. But
that just makes him laugh harder, by the way. If anyone ever flinches when he starts laughing, the laughter just gets louder.
so the after a while, the ships leave the warp, and immediately, though it's not in visual range, the sensors pick up the ice world of Fenris within scanning range, and the notable fleet of Space Wolf ships that keep constant defensive orbit around the planet, especially considering recent attacks on the planet and its current proximity to the Cicatrix Maledictum.
And now, an orc wall.
So I'm gonna make a quick roll for
They start
the ship.
firing, we just use the orcs as a cover and go past them.
That wasn't good. That was better. Okay. And that wasn't a good response to it. Okay. So, the ship sufficiently manages to keep itself from drawing too much attention, and the orc ships manage to slip by without drawing a space battle over Fenris. So, that's good luck on your end. See how that lasts. But
Met with decidedly mixed emotions on the WoW ships.
Presumably after Gobrick has returned to the Umbra Draconis with a squad of boys, the ships... Go on.
I was just gonna say, I know I would have actually, would I have Deadgrin, or was Deadgrin a knob?
Deadgrin was a knob. You might want to leave him to keep stuff in order.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. If I'll leave him then as my lieutenant, and let just take a bunch of boys.
Yep.
Oh,
Take a squad of boys.
Oh, Gobrick, are you going to introduce us?
What's that?
I said, well, Gobrick, are you going to introduce us?
Yeah, give me a second.
You get to choose names.
For how many orcs?
8.
For 8. Come back to me in a minute.
This one's Grin Tooth. This one's Grin Grin.
I literally just wrote down Grin Grin. my whole he was gonna be the last one I introduced, and I was gonna go with the whole moon thing, like, damn it, Grin Grin.
Oh wow.
Oh fuck.
I'm definitely keeping it though.
Grin Tooth, Grin Grin.
I've got Grim Maw, Slag Grin, Grin Grin. Yeah, Grin Tooth.
Oh god.
All but one of them have a grin in their name, and the one that doesn't is just Kevin.
Oh god.
That's funny.
Grin Grin and Kevin.
Is he a minion? No, he is a minion, and his name is Kevin.
Yeah.
No. It's Eustace.
Eustace.
Grin Grin and Eustace.
And of all of them, Eustace is probably the biggest of the boys.
Or
yeah.
the
No.
smallest.
Nobody questions his name.
You
That's
don't say
Eustace.
nothing to Eustace, or you get punched into gob.
And
I need a
there's-
weapon, Eustace.
One of them is Grin Puncher brackets no relation. Like, that's the full name. No relation to the ship, right? Were you on it, right?
And no relation to Punch Grin either.
I literally just wrote down Punch Grin.
Grin Punch, and Punch Grin. Yeah, both of them.
No, I can't do them now.
Stop stealing his names until he gets the list done, damn it.
All right. No,
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. You guys are great. Here's the list though. We've got Grim Maw, Slag Grin, Grin Tooth, Grinner, Grinnist, Rot Grin, Eustace, and Grin Grin.
Yeah, boss, says Grin Grin.
Oh, you're doing great today, Grin Grin. Ain't he, lads?
Yeah, boss.
Right, boss.
Whenever it is canon, whenever the mob of boys fails, it is always Grin Grin's fault.
You have, by the way, a Gobrick's Boys character sheet right under your character sheet in the journal.
Thank you very much. I saw that. I appreciate that.
Where you can list all the names.
The shock and wounds that are listed there are whenever any of them is acting as an individual. As a mob, everything that is part of a mob has 1 wound and 3 shock. They actually get more shock when they're acting as a mob.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
So they have 8 wounds. And 20-something
24 shock.
24 shock?
And they are for anyone following along at home and trying to figure out what the hell is going on mechanically. Gobrick now has the Devotees talent, which I took with XP, which also lets me sacrifice one of them instead of taking wounds, as they Imperial Guard themselves in front of something. Or, I guess in more orky fashion, Gobrick grabs one of them and shoves it in front of him.
Basically.
Oh.
So, some time passes as the ships move, but eventually you return to the warp. And this time...
Oh, by the way, is Gobrick bigger now?
Gobrick actually is bigger.
How much bigger now?
I leveled up his strength a couple points, so he's... I actually hadn't spent any XP, so I just dumped all of the XP into making him more war boss-like. So, what do you think, William? How much bigger is he?
I mean, noticeably. It's really hard to measure with an orc because their posture is garbage, but, like, probably a couple heads bigger than he was last, and that's just in height, and the width increases proportionally.
No, posture is the name of the gig. Points over at a git with a hat and a monocle.
Why are you pointing at Eustace?
Eustace would be the orc who's wearing a hat and a monocle, like a top hat.
He looks like a non-squig version of Fancy Lad.
Oh, he's a real proper orc, he is.
In England.
Good.
Eventually, the ship returns to the warp, and this is a noticeably different transition than others. Any individual attempt to transfer into the warp is rocky at best and full of alarm klaxons and very dangerous. The ship doesn't stop shaking for a full hour as it tries to get into the warp this time around. And
Cut that out.
Mira is singing a hymn in her room while the shaking is still going.
And the screams of the navigators attempting to get the ship into the warp are audible no matter where you are in the ship.
I'm on the bridge, just like toughing it out with the rest of them. Also, because I'm curious
Kalara-
about what this is going to be like.
Kalara would also be in her room. She would also be singing, but in a very different manner to Mira.
Yeah, you would hear Mira because also that's her objective. Sing a what was it? Fill your lungs with a bolstering hymn in a time of stress. Trying to cross the Cicatrix Maledictum.
Would definitely be a time of stress, yes.
Yeah. All right.
Gain your extra wrath.
Awesome.
But after a while, the general alert comes up for all hands to station themselves in their rooms and be prepared. All weapons primed, everyone ready for any dangers. So, each of you
Am I
make your
considered
way
a
to...
hand?
Yes.
Okay.
As far as the captain is concerned, everyone who isn't vital to operating the ship should be weapons ready in their rooms.
Fair.
Done.
We'll just go back to Gobrick's old room.
There's a giant pile of scrap in the back corner.
Giant pile of orcs in the front corner now.
I imagine them all crammed in there like a sardine can.
They all fit somehow.
Just waiting for somebody to open the door.
But I would like everyone to roll me awareness. And now you should be able to turn off the inline dice and actually use the API. Yeah.
Anything special for the psychers?
Yes. Those of you who are psychers can go ahead and also add your willpower to this awareness. So just add it as a modifier.
Oh, I should have actually roll mod or bonus die.
Roll mod. Or yeah, bonus die. Sorry. Bonus die.
Oh,
I got
let me-
9
Let me
successes.
reroll that. Less successes. 3 instead of 5.
You know what? No, I'm content with my 2 because I don't. Kelara doesn't have much experience with warp travel
But 3
because the webway is a thing.
actually, so that would be 6 then, wouldn't it? Because 3 of them are. Oh no! Those are successes, not the big ones.
Yeah, no, it'll tally your exalted icons.
Yeah.
With the...
I didn't turn off the API or didn't turn off the inline dice in time, but I got 3. And next time it should use the API.
Yeah, you'll notice the API will actually count your stuff up better, and also it has like a reroll button that will only reroll the ones that missed.
Yeah. So also, Cody, you can just uncheck the use inline dice in the top left.
Yeah,
corner.
I just did that.
Yeah.
I just noticed.
Yep. So yes,
yeah.
3 successes or 5 if you take the first roll that didn't have the bonus.
Let's take the first one.
I had 9 successes.
Dang.
All right. So, as each of you are taking to your various methods of preparation, you hear a tearing sound.
My method of preparation being, I am of the blood of the Emperor. I can withstand this.
I'm gonna check and make sure Grin hasn't ripped a hole in something.
Just his pants.
I look for the hole in the warp from which a demon will be coming to slay me.
So each of you, I'm assuming, as this terrible ripping noise that almost seems like a break in reality begins to sound out through the corridor, and alarm klaxons begin to announce a partial failure of the Geller field as small holes are being ripped into it.
What's the Geller field?
The Geller field is the thing that keeps the warp out of your ship.
Cool. So
If
like
that goes down
Ross was good
entirely, bad things happen.
Like I said, looking for the demon.
It was on a break.
So the yes, for those who are not aware, the thing that allows ships to travel the warp, especially Imperial ships, is called the Geller field. And it is basically a bubble that wraps around the ship to prevent the warp from intruding on it while it travels through. Whenever a ship loses its Geller field, it is basically a free toy for the myriad things in the warp. Ships that lose their Geller fields do not survive more often than not. Even a small tear in the Geller field is usually enough for demons to manifest.
We are almost certainly looking at one of those small tears right now,
Yep.
if I had to guess.
Can we can I roll to see if the orcs would have any idea what that tearing sound means?
You can roll. Sure. Just make a general.
Gotta have a weird boy for that.
Intelligence. We'll call it a lore. It's not going to be hard for you.
Well, I also don't have much in the intellect department, so
I think we went over this before stream.
yeah. So
And yet,
is that a 2?
Yeah, because you rolled 2 exalted. You rolled
Okay.
2 exalted things, so you got 4.
But I should. Oh, okay, yeah, fair. All right.
So that says total 4, and then 2 exalted icons. It adds it properly.
The regular Aquila is a success. The shiny one is exalted.
Got it. Okay.
You've had enough fights with demons in the warp to know that that's the sound of a demon coming through.
Right, lads. It's time for some hunting. Let's go.
And he swings out his snaz gun and opens up the door. They all fall out like a less horrifying clown car, and then go running off in search of demons.
I appreciate the statement that it's less horrifying.
Maybe situational, but at least to me.
I mean, I can certainly agree with that.
I think most people can.
Mm-hmm.
So we're all looking for demons, or at least half of us are looking for demons. I don't know about the other two.
Yeah, definitely out of the room looking for demons.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Well,
New warnings probably means there's a fight going on.
Yeah, you. If you're in your room as well, sorry, what was it, Kalara? You would see Mira come out, power swords already on, helmet on, just looks at you, nods, and then starts heading towards the reality noise breaking.
so the first thing all of you notice as you leave your rooms, as I
Snazberries taste like snazberries.
there's your mob.
No, hang on. The mob should be over there. Because they're falling out behind him.
So the first thing you notice is that ripping themselves out of a hole in reality as they force themselves through into your plane of existence are some familiar sights to those of you who have been here from the beginning, which is to say Mira and Gobrick, as a pair of pink horrors make themselves known.
I'm literally a demon hunter. Do I know what these are?
Oh, you do. You
Okay.
definitely do.
Familiar to me too, just not in the same way.
Oh, you again.
Sorry, they're actually
Lads,
Is there
these are the fun ones.
a
You
method of
punch 'em
dealing?
and bull comes out.
Is there a method of dealing with these other than hitting them with my Nemesis Force Sword?
I mean, you kill them quickly and hope that that's enough.
You can shoot them with a big gun. That's another way.
I have a big sword that explicitly does more damage to demons.
Then use that.
I will.
Little writing on the side. This machine kills demons.
I need to look up what the Nemesis trait does again.
I think it just lets you apply your psychic.
No,
Uh,
Force lets me apply my psychic.
Okay.
Demons can't roll determination to negate wounds or mortal wounds inflicted by nemesis weapons.
Right, they don't get to soak. That's it. V3 is the current abundance of apocrypha, right?
Yes.
Yes. So, initiative begins as first you are dealing with a pair of pink horrors. Who would like to go first?
Me.
I mean, I have a thing that I would like to do as well.
You can go first.
All right. Let's see here. Well, I actually need to worry about movement now. Good thing my speed is 8. So I'm going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Put myself right there, and I believe that means, yes, I'm within range of everyone. I would like to cast Shield of Iniad.
All right. For those of us who are unfamiliar, what does the Shield of Iniad do if you're successful?
A flickering shield of spiritual energy surrounds Kalara and all of her allies within 6 meters. They gain +2 defense and +2 resilience until the start of my next turn.
All right.
Dope.
I am going to spend a wrath to re-roll my failures. Put that down. There we go.
Oh, hitting the reroll button just rerolls the failures?
Yes.
Nice. And it adds it to the previous total.
Nice.
And I've got one. Yep, I can shift that one as well. Yes, I'm going to shift that to improve potency. You instead gain +2 defense and +3 resilience.
There's a good tracker. Let's see, where can I put that on the map layer?
Shite. You just made Mira indestructible. As she gets one-shotted by the first pink horror.
I will go ahead and we'll use the 8-pointed star as our tracker for everything, for Wrath and or for Glory and Ruin. Glory pool is currently 0.
Our defense is currently +2. Our resilience is currently +3.
Yes.
So I have 6 defense and 14 resilience now.
Does that apply to my boys as well?
Well, it just says all allies within 6 meters. So
Yes.
probably yes.
Sweet.
Um.
Fancy lad is like, I'm invincible.
And then I'm going to take a simple action to generate myself some soul tokens, because that's another thing that I can do. For those of you playing at home, I can hold a number of soul tokens equal to my willpower, and I can spend them as if they were glory. Or for other things. Those are fun.
All right.
So let's see. All right, I have 3.
Note to self: in the off week next week, I'm going to take some time and I'm going to make a bestiary where I'm just going to make a bunch of character sheets for all the monsters that are in the Wrath and Glory bestiary, because that'll be a useful tool for me to have.
You do that.
And that's me done.
All right. So then, one of the pink horrors goes. Pink horrors are creatures of Slaanesh. Not Slaanesh, they're creatures of Siege. If they were creatures of Slaanesh, they would have one target immediately. But, because they are not.
I feel like they have another target
Mira.
immediately.
Yes.
Anyone that can see this threat. Yeah, okay, that'll be on your turn. You have to make that. But it's going to take its action for Coruscating Flame.
Oh, does Kilara have to make a save of some kind?
Yes, actually, Kalara, you need to make me a DN3 fear test.
Okay. Do I have anything?
Is this in relation to a psychic power that this thing has?
It's just its frightful form.
Oh, okay.
That said, I believe, Mira, that you have a thing
Angelic.
You have a thing that helps with general fear test, don't you?
Not fear tests, but corruption and tests to reduce or to resist psychic powers.
Okay.
That's what I was asking.
Right, so that's resolve, right?
Yes.
Oh boy, here we go. Alright, that's a complication.
I will take a ruin for that.
Yeah, I'm
Would you
gonna
like
hold
to
on to my...
reroll or just be frightened?
No, I'm just going to be frightened and hold on to my other wrath point just in case.
You now have the fear condition.
Okay. Let me go look that up. Met conditions. Okay. Yep. Yep, so the psychic power goes off and she's got her shuriken catapult out, but she's not firing yet.
And then the one on the right is going to reach into its mouth with some of its claws as its mouth just distends unnaturally wide as these basically giant balls of pink flesh with these massive oversized mouths. It just sort of stretches itself down and reaches into its own mouth with 4 of its hands and pulls out balls of fire that it then throws at Mira. With this sort of hideous cackling.
Which one was that?
Say again?
Which one was that?
The one on the right.
Damn it, I was hoping it was the one on the left.
Technically going to be a psychic mastery test. What is your defense, Mira?
Right now, it is 8.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It barely misses you with 7 successes. As the balls of flame hurl themselves at you, but that runic shield that Kalara has summoned with the shield of the Inari causes the flames to scatter before it actually makes contact with you. Who would like to go next?
Myself, if that's all right.
Sure.
Okay. Mira is going to rush. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I realize that I am definitely not tracking the changes in health, in wounds, and shock on the overlay. So I'm removing the number/number formatting that I had previously. I will adjust those as they change, as the maximum values change from session to session, but not. I'm not doing that mid thing. There's too many things.
All right. Yeah. I think she is going to make an all-out attack on this thing. So, yeah. So +2 to melee attack dice. Will that be only one power sword or both? With an all-out attack.
Let me double check.
It says I can't take a multi-action. Would using both swords be a multi-action for a dual wielder attack?
Let me check. All out attack. This is a talent, yeah, or is it just a special attack?
It's
option
a
of
melee attack option.
Yeah, it's an option.
When making an all attack, gain +2d on your melee dice on your melee attack dice pool, but you also suffer -2 to your defense until the start of your next turn. You can't take a multi-action if you all-out attack. You can multi-attack as part of an all-out attack. All your attacks gain the same bonus.
Okay.
But multi-attack is for hitting multiple targets rather than attacking twice.
Okay, yeah. So then,
Dual
yeah.
wielder has a specific thing though that you just can attack with both weapons when you make one attack.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I ignore if I target multiple people with with different weapons. I can ignore up to 2 difficulty.
Okay, yeah.
Penalties.
So yeah, technically speaking, this would be with one weapon.
Okay.
Unless you wanted to do the other thing that you can do, where you swing with both and double the attack damage, but also double their resilience.
Yeah, I'll just do that. Let's see. So she just dives straight in, both swords jabbing towards its midsection. She's going to try to do what she did last time and pretty much bisect it.
What's the increase to difficulty if you multi-attack?
+2 for every additional target.
Yeah.
Or for every additional attack?
Well, for multi-actions is +2 for every additional action you're taking.
Yeah.
Multi-attack is I want to make one attack that hits multiple targets, which is +2 for every additional target.
Okay.
Whereas multi-action is like, I might want to shoot someone and then shoot that same person again, or I might want to shoot someone and manifest a psychic power, etc., etc.
Got it. I'm going to be doing a multi-action on my turn.
I will, instead of doing an all-out attack then, I will charge.
Actually, Cody.
Yeah.
If we want to back it up, because you haven't made any rolls yet, one of my actions will benefit you if I go before you. Because Hammer Hand is a power I have. As a reminder, for people that don't remember what Hammerhand does, Hammerhand is you augment the strength of your comrades to the point where they can crush flesh and bone with a single blow. You and all allies within range add +1 extra damage dice to the damage of all melee attacks you make until the start of your next turn.
Remind me also, how does shooting into melee when your comrades are engaged work?
I
Complications.
think you only hit if you roll a complication.
Yeah, if you roll a complication, you might hit your ally.
Okay.
I mainly just wanted to keep this one away from the squishier new person.
Fair.
Yeah, the quick reference guide for firing into melee is if you roll a complication, shot hits a random unintended target.
Now, just clarification ahead of time. I have an ammo grot now, which says that I can't get complications on shooting rolls. Does that mean that can't happen? Because that doesn't seem to be the intended purpose.
I believe the ammo grot prevents your complication from happening once. Let me check.
Or prevents it from being a jam.
Let's see. Ammo grot.
It would make more sense for your ammo grot to prevent you from jamming or prevent you from running out of ammo than it would.
Yeah, because I just want to say, I mean, that's rules is written. I would be the one who would benefit, but well, actually, no, you all would be the ones who benefit. So maybe I should keep my mouth shut. But I would say it doesn't make sense to stop that particular complication.
Let's see. Ammo runt. Ammo runt has a profile like grot and follows all the owner's commands more or less loyally. You ignore all complications related to your ranged weapons and gain +2 ammo, which the ammo runt carries. I would say that ignores any complications that affect your ranged weapon, not that affect your ranged attacks.
Yeah, fair. That,
Like, your weapon can't
that
have
wouldn't be an issue, but I just wanted to bring that up ahead of time.
yeah. So your weapon can't have like the jammed complication or the out of ammo complication or anything like that. But you can still hit an unintended target with your shots.
Okay. Then do we think I should shoot first before you all run up?
No. Just we'll let Mira resolve the attacks.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So, boom. Let's see. How many failures? Yeah, I'll spend a wrath to reroll failures.
It's okay. You can shoot towards me, Craig, because I can take it.
Let's see. Roll
Actually, Mira has a higher resilience than me, so
10.
How about I go next and shoot, and then you run up?
Target's defense is as soon as
I mean, I would like to hit the
3.
demon before it becomes 2 demons.
Okay. So I can shift one of those exalted. I'll do that for extra damage.
All right, so you get an extra damage die. And it should work in your attack roll now. If you put the extra damage in the attack roll button, like the extra damage die on the far right, it should actually count it now.
All right.
Now that the die is working.
2 extra. So that is
13 damage. It even massed it out for you.
Oh yeah. Well, 26.
Oh yeah, because you're swinging with both. So
Yep.
26, AP -3, but their resilience applies twice. Does the AP apply twice?
I asked that last time, and I don't think we did have it apply twice.
Is it a specific talent or just an attack type?
For
The thing that lets you swing with both weapons, is that a talent you have, or
yeah, it's a talent, dual wielder weapons. It could have been ballistics or weapons, and I used weapons. So has the total damage value from both weapons together and applies the result against the target's resilience. So I guess maybe it does. AP -6.
Where's the talent at? Or is this one of the old talents that didn't get transferred over?
That's what I was going to check to see if it even made it.
Because the only dual wield talent right now is regular dual wield. Which is, You can ignore the DN penalty fusing multi-attack options reduced by 2.
Okay, yeah, this is different.
Well, we'll keep it for right now, and if we need to change it later, we'll change it later.
Okay.
So, attack his character has total damage value.
Oh,
both weapons
simultaneous strike would be the new one, I think. When you take this talent, you choose if it applies to your ballistic skill or your weapon skill. You must have a skill rating of 4+ for each. You may only simultaneously strike with one-handed melee weapons or ranged weapons with a pistol trait. When you make a simultaneous strike, pick a single target. Pick your primary weapon. Your attack uses all your primary weapon statistics, such as AP and weapon traits. Make your attack test as normal. If you succeed, add half of the secondary weapon's damage value as extra damage to the damage roll, is the way it works now.
Okay.
Okay.
So you don't
Yeah,
double.
that would-
So it's actually better because you don't double their resilience. You just add extra damage to your.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
So then that would be 13, so 20 points of damage total.
Well, added as extra damage dice. So what's the? It's 11. So add an extra
5.
5 damage dice.
5 damage. Okay, cool shit.
Yeah, because you add. You're hitting with both weapons, which makes more sense because it never did make sense previously that you doubled their resilience when you're hitting them with 2 weapons. It's like I'm hitting you harder, so
So
you
just
become
roll
harder
the
to hit
damage again.
because
roll the
you're a
damage again.
non-Newtonian fluid. Like
There you go.
I can't use a wrath for this, can I?
You can if you want to. You can spend
No.
the wrath to reroll your damage, or if we don't have any glory yet. I was going to say you could spend glory to
Nah, I'll keep it at 17.
17 AP
18
minus
minus
3.
3.
This boy. You probably want to change that talent's name to simultaneous strike and get
Yeah.
the new text format. By the
Yeah,
way.
I'll
on
I'll
page-
change it and copy it.
it's on page 139.
Yep.
This guy's fucked. As the pink horror dies and its body, as it's bisected in twain, splits into a pair of blue horrors.
Yeah, that's the thing, Craig. If we hit these guys hard enough, you'll have enemies that aren't in melee.
Works for me.
Also, now that I'm in melee with them, my defense goes up to 10.
Nice.
Now it's a blue horror's turn.
Yep. The blue horror, one of the blue horrors, because it was going to be that pink horror, but then you killed it, so now it's 2 things.
Do I have to do the fear thing?
Yes, actually, I forgot to.
Yep,
Roll me a
that's-
fear test.
Where is that? Attributes.
What
No.
is a fear test?
I believe it's a resolve test.
It's a resolve test, and if you fail, you are frightened.
Resolve.
Is it resolve or
will
conviction?
I think conviction is for corruption. Let me check. real
When
quick.
you encounter something that causes fear, you roll resolve against the DN dictated by the source.
Okay.
Yes.
I will use a wrath to reroll the failure.
All right. Go ahead and hit the reroll
2.
button. The DN is 3.
And a complication now.
I will take an extra ruin for that. So you are frightened as well.
So she
You have condition.
she dives forward, splits it, and then is like, "Fuck! I forgot that these things split."
Yep. And now it's its turn. And if I recall correctly, the fear condition. Combat effects.
When attacking a creature with a demon keyword, you add plus rank in ED to the attack's damage.
Plus 2d to all tests. Okay,
I get
we'll
so
apply that
much
later.
Extra damage.
So from now on, just remember it for the future. While you're frightened, you have a plus 2 DN penalty to your all of your checks.
I have
Okay.
I have 8 extra damage dice. Fighting demons.
What is your defense now? 10? Mira?
Yes.
Yeah, no, he can't hit you. He has 8 dice. He has to roll some real 6s to hit you.
It's possible.
Parry's a hell of a drug.
Not likely, but possible.
But yeah, one of the blue horrors like scrabbles its claws across your armor, but not only is your faith in the Emperor, even in this moment of fear, keeping you safe, but also that sort of runic shield is sort of deflecting a lot of its claws.
Very nice.
And that brings it to one of you guys' turn. Who's going next?
I would like to attack the pink horror before it is 2. Because when
Alright,
it's 2, that gets harder for me.
All right, Erasmus, make a fear test at the start of your turn. You succeed. You are not frightened.
3 successes. Of course I succeed. I'm a Grey Knight. Come on. This is my bread and butter.
I'm more than 1,000 years old. You think I'd have figured this out by now?
I mean, you're fighting orcs and dark Eldar and humans. I do nothing but fight demons. And occasionally orcs and Eldar and humans. Moving forward, I would like to make this pink horror my bitch.
Oh, make me an attack roll.
I'm not gonna multi-action. Because I don't know. Because I don't need the extra 1 ED when I have so many already. Does a 5 hit it?
Yes, its defense is 3.
Cool. Wabang. So 19 damage, AP -3. It can't roll determination to absorb.
Yes, you are a nemesis, and that is what you do.
To quote Daddy Fat Snaps, beast mode, not an ounce of bitch. Just
To explain that one to me later.
It's a song. Daddy Fat Snaps is a nerdcore artist.
Nerdcore is best core.
Bad core disagrees.
So, yeah, 19 damage, AP -3. Is it split in twain?
Yes, it is. It is decidedly now 2 things.
Definitely.
I'm 2 guys now.
And they didn't exist prior, so even if I had multi-attacked, I couldn't have planned to hit one of them, right?
Yes, that is correct.
But that's okay, because I can multi-attack to hit 2 of them. It's just harder.
And then on the blue horror's turn, because now there are 3 more enemies that have to go. It's going to attack you, Erasmus.
Do they count as a mob?
No, they just count as troops.
My defense is currently 6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It misses you. Just barely.
Just like wet tongue flaps on my armor.
Scrabbling claws.
That was awful. Like what is the opposite of cellar door? Like the least pleasant. That was it.
That's just what I imagine, because they're just writhing blue meat, right? Like, that's just what I imagine it sounds like when they fail to get through.
They are basically like a giant mouth with several hands and some tentacles whipping around.
Yeah, exactly. I have a very vivid imagination, is what I'm saying.
So, who's going next? Presumably either Gobrick or Gobrick's boys.
Yeah. I'll go next because otherwise the boys are jammed in the in the room behind me.
You are
So
the door stopper.
now is this range increment correct that we have on
Yes.
here?
Yes, I did actively try and make that accurate.
Okay, so Gobrick comes out, just sort of lazily firing in all directions with his snaz gun. Because with spread, I can hit everybody in close range. And they're all in close range.
Any number of targets as long as they're all within 3 meters of one another.
Oh, 3 meters of one another. Okay.
So you can hit.
All right. So
You can hit either of the pairings.
yeah. All right, that's good because that is slightly less busted than I was afraid it was. And this time they're not all inside of a tank. All right, let's see. Which is Mira or
Between
or
the two,
Rasmus
Mira-
injured?
Between the two, neither of them are injured.
Mira is
Okay.
afraid though, so
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. So I'll come out and just sort of walk over to here and open fire on the two blue horrors attacking Mira. I'm going to spend a reload as Grotgrin is just on my shoulder, dumping ammo into the ammo hopper that's on top of the snaz gun, I assume.
so you're like a bucket. Just
That's exactly it. It's like watching the food get made at a snack food factory.
Powerhouse is playing in the background.
See, I was going to go
Not
with...
not even a hole in the bottom of the bucket. It's just pouring ammo into a bucket that fills.
Exactly, and the snaz gun somehow fires.
See, no, I was going to go with Roadhog OP. Please nerf K, thanks.
Okay, so I assume that hits.
What was that? Hang on.
Got a 15.
Yes, yes. With 15 successes, their
Oh, no,
defense
wait.
is.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. I would like to shift one of my exalted into glory for the party. I'll shift the other four into damage. Am I doing that right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, boys, look at all this dagger.
All right. So 5. 5 bonus plus the It's been so long since we've played this. I've completely forgotten how damage works. I guess it's
Damage
12
total is 17.
What's that?
12 plus. It does the math for you if you look in the box where the damage line is.
Oh, perfect. Okay, so 17 damage to both of those blue horrors. AP -2.
Yep. Their resilience is 4. They are dead. And as they die, both of those blue horrors split into yet 2 more as the bodies of the blue horrors flame and burn and split into a pair of flaming brimstone horrors.
Did Gobrick have to make a fear check, by the way?
Oh yes, Gobrick, make me a fear check. It's a
Oh,
resolve test.
shoot.
I keep forgetting to do that at the start of your turn.
I
Actually, no,
apologize.
you don't have to anymore because the pink horrors are the ones that have the fear aura.
Okay, yeah,
There
they
are
were all gone by the time I
more
went.
pink horrors.
I mean, he'd have succeeded even if he were frightened. Look at all those numbers.
Like I said, I do one thing. I don't even know if I do it well, but I do it a lot. You put enough DACA in the air, it's gonna hit something.
All right, boys. I've got even more for you. Do me proud.
And that's my turn.
At this point, there is the sound of another rift being torn open. And a sound that specifically chills Kalara's blood.
Even more than it currently is.
As this otherworldly, unnatural... this unnatural giggling fills the air as a rent in reality spits out 3 figures.
Oh boy.
as a trio of demonettes, spawns of Slanesh, one of which is seemingly distinct from the other two in a way that is unknowable with their mysterious, alluring appearance, arrive on the battlefield.
Anyone else here know the Eldari language?
Nope.
Probably not.
Nope.
Actually,
Great.
Gobrook. No, I'm just kidding.
Great. Studied
You
for
will-
several years.
You all hear Kalara spit several what can only be curses in her native tongue.
And
Well, look, more things for me to rip apart.
immediately, because she would,
Are there attacks of opportunity in this setting?
Let me check that.
Reactionary attacks?
Actions. Reflexive action.
Yeah, reflexive action to make a melee attack if they move out of engagement,
Cool.
Attacking.
So if this thing is passing me to get to Kalara, I'm gonna be...
unless they use the fallback combat action.
I need to make sure I understand exactly how a battle cry works. Reaction that activates at the start of combat or when a threat takes its first turn. Alright, cool. They activate only once. So, I should have done that with the pink horror, should have done that at the start of combat then. Cool. I understand it now.
That was an awesome picture, Craig.
I'm reposting the actual GIF. Sorry.
Oh.
There we go.
Yeah.
Senor Chang from the Paint Gun episode of Community. That's how Gobrik enters every room now.
So, as the demonettes enter the battlefield, I need everyone who can see or hear them to make another fear test.
Oh
I make one
boy.
for my boys.
Sure.
Yeah, sure. For your boys as well.
Let's see.
It's resilience.
Resolve.
It's resolve.
Resolve. Sorry.
Uh,
Oh gosh, they only have one die.
Mira, didn't you say you had a thing for this?
My boys.
Is this a psychic power?
No.
I do not have a psychic power for this.
No,
Skyrim.
like
I-
a talent or something.
No, the angelic ability that Mira has only affects psychic powers.
Oh, hang
and-
on.
Do you?
Yeah, psychic power.
No. Lucky 13
yeah,
was
Shield
the
of
one that
Faith.
had Fearless.
Yeah. I can spend a faith and a reflexive action to grant to ignore the effect of a psychic power or effect until the end of the round.
Sorry, I just thought there might have been something else.
Is 2
Yeah,
enough? Is 2 enough?
I don't think there's a way that
the
I
end
can
is 3.
do this.
Okay, can I spend a Wrath to reroll?
Yes.
I cannot make this roll.
Yay!
If the DN is 3, I'm at -2 and my resolve is 3. So I roll 1 die. And unless they explode now.
Actually, both of the pink horrors are dead. Does their fear
The
effect?
penalty lasts until the end of the scene or until an ally passes a leadership fellowship
Yeah.
test of DN2 plus the source of fear's value.
Darn.
Yeah.
How much wrath can we spend? Can we keep spending it or only
You
one reroll per turn?
You can continue to spend your wrath, but you're going to be continuing to spend your wrath, and the DN is 3.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I only need to get one more success. Ah, damn it. Okay.
I will roll it just.
I got 3 successes and a complication.
Yeah, I got 1 success.
I will take an extra ruin for that complication.
My boys and I both failed.
On both of them.
Don't worry,
Oh,
I can
so-
rally. I can rally you all.
your boys and you are frightened.
Grin, unlock the door.
And then the leader of the demonettes is going to charge Kaelara.
Cool, I have a response.
All right.
So do I when she passes me. Hang on.
Yep.
So she has to pass me first. So
This is a thing about demonettes, which is actually probably going to make you better at this, Erasmus. But demonettes have an ability called the Allure of Slanesh. Attacks made against demonettes use willpower as their attribute. Range attacks use ballistic skill willpower, and melee attacks use weapon skill willpower.
it's the exact same. Oh wait, no. Hang on.
That is the exact same for me.
It's the exact same for me. Because my initiative and willpower are the same.
So I am using a reflexive action to invoke my defensive tactics archetype. I can make a ranged attack before they move, and I take a +2 DN penalty on the attack,
Nice.
which I assume stacks with the fear.
Yes.
So you make
All
a
right,
shot first.
so yeah, firing. I am going to spend a soul token for 1 extra die, as if it were a glory point. Darn. Worth a shot.
So 5 successes.
5 successes. Is that enough?
The defense on a demonette.
With a DN penalty of however much. 'Cause-
4.
Yeah.
In 2 from fear, 2 from reflexive shot.
Unfortunately, 5 wouldn't have been enough if you hadn't had any DN penalties.
Ah, damn it.
My turn.
And
As-
so it
as she
makes the
passes
move,
me.
and then it passes you.
Is 9 enough?
Are you frightened?
No.
So you made it. 9 is enough.
Can I put any of those? Can I spend any of those exalteds?
Their defense is 6, so you can spend one of them.
Okay, I'll put one of those exalted to glory. Because I don't need 9 extra damage dice. 19 AP -3. They can't, etc., etc. Nemesis.
Which does in fact kill it with the 19 damage.
So it just starts running. You fire and miss, and as it passes, just there's a back. I'm still facing the blue horrors, and the Nemesis Force Sword just back swings, and the body keeps moving forward, and but the head is perfectly balanced on the flat of the blade.
And then next up is the last person to go on your side is Gobrick's boys.
Yeah, they are feared. I apologize. I don't remember what that does.
It is a
+2 to
+2
all
DN
tests.
penalty to all of their tests.
Okay. I think they come pouring out of the door. Look over at the demonettes. Look back at Gobrick. And Gobrick goes,
Well, there's demons closer by. Get punching, lads.
and they run over. Can they get over to here? I think
Speed
they'll... Go ahead.
What's the speed of the boys?
Don't know. I think they'll just move to there. I'm sure they can get to there. And they just will pile on and start punching.
Gobrick's boys have a speed of 6.
Which is they can go 6 meters in a turn.
Yeah, they can go 6 spaces basically.
Okay. I apologize. Bear with me. I have not used.
I'm
my
pointing to the
boys
farthest
before.
they could go.
So I think they're gonna. Can some of them shoot and some of them punch, or do they all have to do one thing? They all have to do one thing, right?
Mob rules, let me really quickly. So mob attacks. When a mob attacks, make a single test for the mob as though it were an individual threat. Add a +1 bonus dice for every troop in the mob. Maximum number of bonus dice is half the number of troops in the mob. If individual the mob have different war gear, you should use the rules for splitting attacks. So if you want to split attacks, a mob can split their attacks between multiple targets. His action does not incur any DN penalty and is not considered a multi-attack. Specify how many members of the mob are involved in each attack when a mob splits its attacks. Each group gains a bonus dice equal to half the troops involved rounded up.
Okay. So yeah, so they've gone at this point. They've gone as far as they can go. So I think it's just gonna have to be against that one demon. But they're all gonna do just choppa attacks, and they get 4 bonus dice because there are 8 of them. If I read that right.
If you're, yes.
Okay. All right, 7.
That'll hit.
And anything extra for damage?
Do any of their abilities fire off?
They were not engaged at the start of their turn. Oh, I could. You know what? I could have used get stuck in, but I didn't. I'll remember that for next time. Boy, I really messed them up. I could have had a lot more stuff on their resolve too. So I'm going to say for right now, they have a bunch of stuff that should have applied already, but nothing that applies to this roll.
All right.
So I guess, what do they need to hit, a 6?
They needed to hit the blue horror. Not nearly. They needed a 3.
Oh, but none of it was
which would have been a 5 with the fear, but
yeah.
they still hit.
And none of it was
None of
icons
it was
anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna roll damage. 7 damage.
Their resilience is 4, which means you exactly killed them through their resilience.
Okay.
So your boys managed to kill the blue horror. Which means it also splits into a pair of brimstone horrors.
Gotcha.
Because Zinch is crazy like that. And then there is a sound of more tearing.
Oh, jeez.
As yet more creatures from the warp rip their way into reality. This time, their presence is preceded by a pungent, acrid smell.
Ah, Nurgle.
Grin, you really gotta get new pants, dude. Bathroom is down the hall on the right.
I thought that was the mess hall.
Once Grin's done with it, yes, it is.
As 3 plague bearers make themselves known.
Jeebus.
Boy.
Where are we? The warp?
As one of them steps forward and attacks the mob of boys. I'm not gonna keep throwing the frightful form at you. It's too late for that.
Oh, do these guys have frightful forms too?
Yes.
Well, if you're already afraid, I don't think you can get double fear, can you?
No.
I'm the only one that would
Thank
have to make the save.
Thank the stars for that. Because I would not be able to do squat.
Yeah.
Sure. Actually, Erasmus, make a fear test because you're the only one who isn't frightened.
Yeah. How about the cowards?
And then what's the defense on your boys?
Does a 2 pass?
Nope, it is still the end.
I'll spend a wrath and reroll.
Defense
4,
is 2
bitches.
for the boys.
All right, so they hit them. They only have 1 exalted icon to spend, though. So it's just going to be.
I do not this day fall to the perils of the warp.
That's 14 damage.
Yikes. They have resilience 5.
So that subtracts 5 from that. I believe
9. They only have 6 wounds. So is that one of them?
they have 1 wound each, but every individual threat has the same maximum shock. When you kill a mob unit, I believe only one of them dies unless you have
spread or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not Grinner.
Yeah, so
Your resilience is still up by 3. If that matters.
The resilience is what?
Still up by 3. If that matters.
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
then it would be 5.
it's every icon over the mob's defense is an extra target hit is the rule on the attacking a mob. And so they only managed to hit.
And their
They only managed to
and their
hit,
defense is up
2.
by 2.
Oh yeah, so defense is 4, and the resilience is 7 now.
Sorry, I was I was writing a eulogy for Grinner.
Hold.
Let me pop back over here. Resilience is up by 2 or 3.
Resilience is up by 3. Defense is
So
up
it's
by
8.
2.
Their resilience is 8 then.
Okay, so
Defense is 4, resilience is 8.
so they hit 1, 2, 3.
I
Cool.
apologize to everybody. I am not.
It's
I'm not
okay.
used to running a mob.
Once they all die, you won't have to worry about it anyways.
They only hit.
No,
Until
I
they
get
get
more as soon as I go back to the cruiser.
Yeah, they only hit 2 of them, and so only 2 of them die.
Wait, 2 of them die.
It's every
I thought
icon.
only 1 of them died.
Every icon over the target's defense is an extra person hit, and they rolled 1 icon over your defense.
I see. Okay, all right.
How much damage do they do?
14, but only 2 of them can take that hit, so
Okay.
it doesn't matter.
Gotcha.
And they've only got 1 wound in a mob.
Yeah. They could roll to soak.
They could, if you want to spend a glory to let them roll determination.
It's they're boys. That's what they're here for.
So 2 of them die. Write your.
Oh no,
eulogy.
bullet and sponge. You fall down.
No, that's
No.
that's the
What are
next
these things
batch.
called?
Plague bearers.
Okay, well, we're all done, so continue with the NPC turns, William.
Well, there's one more set of tears, because you may have noticed the
Bloody knock.
you may have noticed the theme going on
Yeah,
here.
we have to get corn in here.
I have no idea what agricultural products will help here.
Oh, I thought they were going to be playing the soundtrack.
Yeah.
And,
Oh yeah. No, that's Coming Undone starts playing in the back.
yeah, I mean, you might as well.
It does as a chorus of what is it? Blood for the blood god, bones for the bone throne, or something like that.
It's blood for the blood god and skulls for the skull throne.
There it is.
So yeah.
As
So,
right in the middle of the fight, as is Korn's way.
Oh, lovely.
does
3 blood
Adidas
letters.
play for this? Does Adidas play for Slanesh demons?
Do any of them look like a freak on a leash?
There's no.
I mean,
leash.
none of them are on a leash, but
Right now.
I'm coming
As-
undone.
The Adidas joke was very funny. I'm sorry I talked over.
It's all good.
as one of the bloodletters walks up and is going to take a swipe at Kilara.
Come on, I am clearly their traditional nemesis.
I'm standing right here and I'm looking past the mob of orcs at the demonettes that are almost certainly going to kill me and claim my soul. So I'm a little distracted.
What's your defense right now with that shield up?
8.
I'm totally fine with what's happening.
He just barely hits you
Oh. Alright.
and deals 14 damage. No, sorry, 15 damage because the weapon is brutal.
Okay, that's a total of 2, so I'm going to attempt to roll shock for that.
At AP minus 3, I need to specify there.
Oh, AP minus 3.
So, 5.
So that brings my resilience down to 10. But it does all go into shock.
Well,
So-
that's the recover shock roll. You need to roll
Oh,
the
recover?
determination.
Dang it. Determination button. My apologies.
You absorb
Okay,
4.
so 4 shock and 1 wound.
Unless you want to re-roll any of that.
No, I'm going to hold on to my wrath.
And then
Alright.
it's at that point that I need to make a psychic power test.
As the author insert character boots all the demons off his ship.
As someone decides they're going to cast Vortex of Doom.
That's what I was gonna do.
Jinx,
I think-
poke, you owe me a poke. Coke.
I mean, only does 1d3 mortal wounds.
But
so
Mira
it's not-
hasn't started spinning yet. There is no vortex of doom.
Let's see, that's a 6 meters. So planting it right there. puts
Yeah,
right-
it doesn't discriminate. By the way.
Yeah. He's got the power to aim it wherever he wants, though. So, right where he needs it, which will catch as much of it as possible. Move it over a little bit. There you go.
So if any of us are targeted by this, if it's a psychic power,
I don't.
we get, let's see, double rank. You get 6 extra bonus die to resist it if you are within 15 meters. Actually, no, if you're within 21 meters of me.
Right here is where you
Which
gotta be, William.
Yeah, that'll catch everything except those 2 bloodletters and the things on the outside. Yeah, that'll catch the most of it. Yeah. So that's where he plants it.
Oh, right in my room.
It only affects creatures.
And he has enough to inflict 6 mortal wounds with those exalted icons. He's gonna re-roll so he gets even more. Good. 7 mortal wounds. Which means, let's see how many of these things are dead.
It's
All of the horrors die.
2 exalted icons for 1 additional mortal wound.
Yep. And each of these monsters is horribly wounded. As he doesn't have a token. No, he does have a token. I completely forgot. As Faust and Gora both appear charging onto the battlefield.
Did that blue horror split into 2? Or is it just gone?
It's gone. There's
Okay.
nothing left to split because the Vortex of Doom literally annihilates it.
Cool. I believe that is enough for me to gain a soul token off that. Once per round, when a heroic character, adversary, elite, or 3 troops dies within 15 meters of Kalara, I immediately get a soul token.
Yep.
Cool.
How
Goes
big
back
is
up
a
to 3.
medium blast area?
3 meters.
And then Gora, on her turn, will go ahead and I should turn off the private rolls. Yeah, she doesn't have private rolls on. We'll go ahead and fire her heavy stubber at the bloodletter that got caught in the blast.
I might kill some of your boys, Gobrok. I'm sorry.
Oh, she's rolling. Nice. Oh. So 4, 5, 6, she hits, and I need to roll a d66 for the crit. 36 on the crit table.
Because if I go any further left, I hit Mira.
That was a mortal wound.
And if I go any further down, I miss these guys.
Shift that damage bonus.
Do you want me to try to clear some of them out first?
I mean, yeah, you can absolutely do that. I think you could actually, with your spread, you can actually hit all of these guys.
Yeah, I can hit all of them except for this one.
The injured bloodletter dies.
For that one. Oh, well, actually, now that one's out, I think I might be able to get all of them.
If you target
Under the heavy stuff.
if you target the one right here next to
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, now I can get all of them if I don't have to get that one.
Yep.
And then
Well, in that case, I can target these two. Well, unless they move, in which case...
Unless William move... No, I can still actually get them all. Dang, now I can get a lot more of them.
Creatures.
Wait, now I'm less happy.
No,
Stop
you can,
moving them, William.
you can
Okay.
only get... You can get these 5 still. But you can't get them, because they're...
No, I don't know.
You have to target
well,
it.
now
You have to
I
target
have
a person.
now I have to roll
Yeah.
some attacks for now that everything is moved because it's nothing but them going now.
I can deal with the demonesses. Don't worry about them.
If you can get them, that way I don't have to roll my weird stats.
You know what? I would very much welcome a leadership test to get rid of the fear.
Yeah, I was going to take the first... Once we get back around to it, I was going to take the first
All right,
player
Mira,
slot
your
to make a
defense is
leadership
10 right
test.
now.
It is.
Since I'm the only one who's not afraid.
Yeah, that would be-
Neither of the remaining 2 blue horrors can hit you. Kalara, your defense.
8.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just barely the Hellblade hits you again.
It's okay. It's just
that is
a
a
hell
brutal
blade.
weapon. So that is going to be at AP minus 3. That is going to be 2 extra damage on both of those. So that's going to be 17 damage. AP minus 3.
Okay, that's 7 coming at me.
We should have swapped places.
I gotta try to soak that again. Alright, 5 shock, 2 wounds. Oh, no, that's meant to be 6. That is 3 now. Ow.
Fine.
Plague Bearer attacks the mob of boys. What's their defense with the shield on him? Doesn't matter. He rolled 1 success. I know he misses.
It's 4 defense right now.
And then what's your defense, Erasmus?
My defense right now is 6.
They hit you. The Plague Bearer hits you.
My resilience is 14.
It's only going to be 11 damage, which doesn't get through your armor. And because it doesn't get through your armor, it doesn't get to poison you.
This one just makes a whoopee cushion noise as it punches me.
And then the 2 demonettes with their piercing claws. One, 2 misses you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 misses you. Both the demonettes miss you.
This is
All right, back to the top. Who's
nails
going?
on a chalkboard. I'm going to go first.
Are you
Oh,
sure?
no, I'm going to make a leadership test to help unfear everybody.
Okay,
Because everyone is currently afeared.
fair.
All right, so
Did you say afeared?
Yes, afeared.
I love it.
So as my armor is getting pounded on ineffectively, and this demonette's head is still on my sword, I flick my wrist to pop the head up and impale the sword through it. As I cry out, "Worry not, comrades! The The honor of the Emperor is in battle with you. As I would like to make a leadership test to help unafear them. Did I get any bonuses for the display?
I'll say you get an extra die.
Yay. Because I don't actually have any ranks in leadership. It's just my raw willpower.
Well, also leadership is a fellowship thing, I believe.
No, it's a
no,
willpower
it is.
roll.
In this case, it is leadership willpower.
Yeah.
The leadership fellowship
The
test.
linked
Apparently,
attribute?
according to the
Oh, is it?
according to Fear, it is a fellowship test.
I'm
Oh.
looking at it myself, and I see leadership willpower.
Yeah, because leadership is a willpower ability. It's not a fellowship ability.
It might just be an off thing, like you do, like with fighting the demonettes fought with your willpower. Let me check real quick.
Let's find out.
Leadership is supposed to be willpower. Difficulty for leadership will test GM's direction. Your character moves with leadership will. Okay, never mind. It's just mistyped in the condition apparently.
Aha.
Probably because I pulled that page from the previous book before they fixed a bunch of stuff. Yeah, so to remove conditions such as fear, terror, and pin from another character. So you can hit one person with a success. And every exalted icon that you roll, you can shift. If you beat the DN, every exalted icon you shift will affect an additional target.
Okay. I'm aiming the first one at Gobruk.
Because you're not a leadership type character that gets bonuses to this stuff like a commissar would, but
I'm aiming the first one at Gobruk. I can. How do you spend? What can you spend glory on again?
You can spend glory to increase your dice pool on any roll, and you can spend glory to increase your damage total on any attack, and a couple of other things.
And I can spend it afterwards, right?
You can spend it after you roll.
Cool. Final question. Hang on. Let me see if any of my implants help me with this.
I don't think your implants will help you with this.
No,
well,
they don't. But worth checking.
I have just realized that I failed the initial resolve tests even harder because I have the intense emotion trait, which adds 1d into resolve tests. Because I'm an Eldari.
Because Eldari experience their emotions very strongly.
Blam. Does a 4 pass the DN?
3 is the what fear? Tell me the thing.
2 plus the source's fear value.
Yes. So the fear value was 3, so you need a 5.
Okay, so I'm going to spend my last wrath to reroll. Six plus 1
6.
Exalted. Oh, sorry.
You have 4 and an Exalted.
I have 4 and
so
an
6
Exalted.
total.
I'm going to spend a glory to see if I can get another one. So that I can make 2 people unafeared.
So glory goes down to 1.
Yay, 1 more. All right.
That's all you needed.
So
you can shift that. You can shift that Exalted to target someone else.
Gobruk and Mira. Both of you are no longer afraid.
Wonderful.
Excellent.
And that's just because those are the 2 blenders that we have right now.
I was... if I'd gotten the chance, I would have made it a little easier to blend these people. I have another psychic power to use. Oh well.
Well, it would be an enemy's turn, but remember, one other thing you can spend glory for is to seize the initiative.
I think... Should I do that and try to clear some of them?
Yeah?
If you want.
All right, I'll spend a glory and seize the initiative.
There goes the last glory in the pool.
No.
It's okay.
All right, I'm going to stay where I am, so I'm going to use my movement to aim. And then, do they have weak points? Can I make a called shot?
I mean, they have heads.
You can't really called shot if you're spreading, though.
Yeah, it's hard to spread a called shot, I would say.
I mean that's reasonable. Are we saying I can't do called shots?
You can aim high if you're trying to hit him in the head. Sure, why not?
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'll just
Fancy lad, target the squishy beats.
and I'm going to take a cold shot, so I'll take the extra damage.
Sort of like it's like you can technically a shotgun is a spread weapon, but if you put it in their face, you're aiming for the head.
Right. Okay, so I'm gonna take the extra difficulty from the called shot. I'm gonna use another reload to use a salvo on this. Which
Okay. And
so-
is spread a single attack against everything, or is it a different attack for each target?
No, it's a single attack against everything, from how I read it, at least. I'm
Okay.
not sure that's right. But,
Yeah, it looks like it's yep, it's one attack for everything else. Because that's how it works in the example they give.
so here we go.
You
11.
hit everything.
Excellent. And then I'm gonna take. Let's see. I'll shift one back into glory because we could use some glory. I'll replace the glory that I took. And then I'll shift that extra one. I got a complication, but I didn't, I guess, because of my ammo grot.
Well, if it's anything that doesn't affect your weapon, so go ahead and roll a d66 on the combat
Oh, fair.
occasions. 59 is restrained.
That doesn't sound like Gobrick.
You're restrained. D4 strength test to recover. Basically, you fired such a massive hole in the ground that your feet are now digging. Like the recoil of your gun has dug your feet into the floor of the platform you're standing in.
Fair. Okay, so restrained. I think you said restraint.
No.
Okay, fair. So I'm gonna add the. So can I shift that extra exalted?
You can shift both of them. They're the highest defense you're firing at is you're not even firing at the demonette. So the highest defense you're firing at is like 3.
Okay, no, I mean I'm just gonna shift. I'm just shifting one of them to glory though.
Yeah, you can shift one to glory and shift the other one to.
And because of my dead shot, that means I get 6 extra damage dice from that.
Yep.
So all of them take 18 damage.
What is the blood letters?
AP -2.
AP -2.
Mm-hmm.
Good to know. Both the blood letters are dead. And then you were hitting the other 2 plague bearers as well.
Actually, I could get all of the plague bearers.
Cool.
Because I was focusing on this dude.
So it's 18 damage minus 7 is 11 damage. They're not dead yet, but they're certainly. Actually, no. These 2 plague bearers that got caught in the vortex are dead. This one is also dead. Actually, they all got caught in the vortex.
Yay.
I'm going to take this opportunity to grab another soul.
Can that rally my boys?
Uh,
Can I use that as an excuse to make a roll to rally my boys?
I will say yes. That's impressive, and you're the boss. Go ahead and roll me a leadership test.
Okay.
This will only ever target your boys, though. You can't shift it to anybody else.
And leadership taps into my strength, right?
Willpower, because it would be a willpower ability, apparently.
Is it? But I mean, for orcs, is that still the case?
No, you use strength for fellowship rather than willpower.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, because fellowship is your persuasion, deception, etc. rolls.
Got it. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, I probably need to bulk that up some. 2 successes.
Not enough, unfortunately.
Fair.
But now it is actually an enemy's turn. Demonette is gonna take its luck, and it's gonna try and swing over to Kalara.
All right. Reaction. This one didn't
attack.
pay attention to what happened to the last one, apparently.
I mean, it did, but there's an Eldar soul.
And 7.
Their defense is 6. You exactly hit them.
So I can't expend that thing. Then I can't add that to the glory, but that's fine. That's fine. Wabam! 19 is my lucky number, apparently.
Nice.
19,
Getting all
AP3,
Stephen King up in
nemesis,
here.
etc.
Yep. The AP -3. They cannot survive that. They are dead.
There are now 2 demonette heads impaled on my sword. I didn't clean the first one off. I just turned and stabbed.
Who's next? Actually, you know what? I'm going to seize the initiative on my end.
Uh-oh.
You do have the
Ooh.
runes.
I do have the ruin. I'm going to spend the ruin and seize initiative. The other demonette, now that you've used your reaction, also charges Kalara.
All right, I can only save you so many times. Wait,
Can the boys help me out?
The boys can do
Come on,
it.
boys.
Your boys can
I'll-
take a swing.
Come on,
Hey,
boys. Come on, boys.
So I will remind you, the boys are making the attack with their willpower rather than their initiative because they're fighting demonettes.
Ooh, come on, boys. Let's see. Should I just change my?
So just make the attack at a penalty of whatever the difference is.
Okay. How do I do penalty? Do it in the
Negative. Yeah, basically take the attack bonus dice into the negatives.
Oh, okay.
The ABD.
So that would be
The entire squad is attacking, so it's 4 minus whatever the difference is.
well, it's 3 now, unfortunately.
Oh yeah. So it's only a 2-point difference, so just drop the bonus by 2.
Okay. Uh, 3 probably does not do it.
They fail to hit,
Do
unfortunately.
you have
crap,
any
that's a lot
wrath?
of failures.
Yeah, do you have any wrath left? Because you should definitely reroll those.
Can me using my giant fucking snaz gun be a method of demonstrating that bigger is better? To kill 6 demons? How many demons did I kill last turn?
Yes, yeah, I would say that is
5.
definitely a bigger is better
5
situation.
demons. Okay, yeah. So I would get a wrath from that. So I will spend the wrath to reroll then, if I may.
Go
I will
ahead.
take it immediately and then reroll. 12.
You hit.
Roll better.
You hit. You have enough to shift all of those exalteds because their
Alright,
defense
boys,
is only 6.
pile in. Okay, so I'm gonna do that. Do they get it? Yeah. Oh, yeah. They do get some bonus damage here.
Yes, because they were engaged because of they were engaged with the plague bears until you killed them.
Yeah. $14.
Nice. And their resilience is 5, so that brings it to 9 damage. That would kill them, but they are going to determination. Spend another
For
ruin,
once, they get the chance.
and they're going to roll 4d6. Wow.
Oof.
Whoa.
They turn 6 of that, which they would have taken 9. So they take 3 wounds, and they have an unlimited amount of shock because they're demons. So they take 3 wounds.
I tried.
No, you did good.
And the demon is going to try and eat Kalara.
It's all right. It's only 1 as opposed to 3.
Yeah,
What's your defense, Kalara?
8.
1, 2,
Because you still haven't
3,
gone yet, so your
4, 5,
defense is still
6,
intact.
7. Demonette misses you.
Yay.
Who's
Yeah,
next?
Mira probably ought to go.
Okay.
Keep
let's
keep Kilana's defense high.
Yeah,
Two.
because it's going to be difficult to get that shield back up.
Yeah.
I can do it. It'd just be bonkers tough.
One, two.
Time to blend,
Can you
Mira.
just hold your swords out and spin around real quick?
Does well, yeah, no, I was contemplating it'd be at a minus, it would be +8 difficulty to hit.
Well, because
to
you're
do all of them,
you're a
but-
dual wielder, which reduces
so
the
it'd be
penalty.
+6. Well, so it looks like they split up that talent.
Oh yeah, they split the talent into 2 talents.
So I wouldn't.
Probably would have kept simultaneous strike. I feel like because that's the better half of it.
Yeah, that's the one that I use the most.
They determined that
Um,
talent was too OP by itself and split it in half, which is probably the correct thing to do, honestly.
Yeah.
But you do have the paired weapon trait, don't you?
These. Where are my power? Yeah, paired trait and oh yeah, they reroll any failures. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you, the DN is like it's 2, 4, 6. It's 6 higher. Their defense is not super high. You could theoretically hit enough of them, or you could just aim for like 2 or 3 of them.
I absolutely hate to burst the bubble, but paired got a revamp.
Oh, did it?
What's paired?
Yeah. When a character makes an attack while wielding both of the weapons in a pair, you add 1 bonus die to the attack. If you have the signature weapon talent, you can apply it to both weapons in a pair.
Oh, okay.
So you just get 1 bonus die, unfortunately.
But their defense is 3.
And
So
by signature weapon, do they mean trademark weapon talent?
That seems likely.
Because there is no signature weapon talent.
probably trademark weapon, yes.
All right, then. Let's see. Yeah, I'll have to fix that later.
So everyone needs to, after this session, everyone needs to take the fearless talent.
All right, so does Kilara look distressed?
I mean, she's
Like,
been distressed from the very beginning, and you can't actually tell.
yeah,
She
because
is
she's
wearing
got
a
the helmet
helmet.
on,
yeah, everybody
She is
is
wearing a helmet.
but she is quite clearly on the defensive right now.
Okay,
And she hasn't gotten a chance to pull her knife yet, so she's doing her best to fend this thing off with her shuriken catapult. It's not practical to do that, but she is doing her damnedest to do it.
The demonette's hands are giant crab claws, so it's just like trying to shove the rifle in between the claws as the claws are trying to punch into your face.
Thankfully, this thing is made of some strong stuff.
yeah. Yeah, she's just gonna attack a couple of these guys down here. Because, well, no, she doesn't know. 1, 2, 3. There we go. She's gonna attack the demonette.
Alright, all of those things are going to get an attack opportunity on you.
Okay.
Your defense is
Promise
still
you, they're
too
probably
higher.
not going to hit you. What's your
Can they
defense
even
right now?
hit?
What's that?
What's your defense right now?
10.
Yeah, this is going to be fun. They have less dice than you have defense.
That's all.
That was like me with the fear test.
Miss. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Miss.
You're welcome.
Yes, very much. Thank you. So I'll just make a weapons skill test after I change it to willpower.
By the way, I have been untouched this entire fight.
Same here.
I have been
Yeah.
so fucking
Thank you.
surrounded by enemies. And just
Yeah.
ping, 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 ping.
Must be nice.
So they get an extra. If they're paired, they get an extra attack or
One
damage.
1 bonus die on the attacks, I believe.
Okay.
So attack rolls.
And if you do your simultaneous strike, you get to add half the damage.
Yeah,
of
this is going to be a simultaneous strike.
Yeah.
So Boom.
If it
10.
makes you feel any better, Andrew, I've taken emotional damage from watching my boys die.
And
I've taken literal damage. I am bleeding.
I know.
Their defense is 6. Also,
Okay,
did you roll that with your willpower, by the way?
I did.
Okay.
I swapped it to willpower before. Because
That's
yeah,
why it's a weapon skill roll and not an attack roll with the weapon.
yeah. So I'll shift. If their defense is 6, I'll shift 2 of those. 1 into glory and 1 into damage. Quiet, guys.
The dogs must be heard.
They hear noise outside my room, so they need to let everybody know that they're in here.
We are aware that you're out there.
For 16 points of damage, minus 3 AP.
Ow. Well, the demonette, even if she successfully soaks as much as she can, is dead. Then brings it to the enemy turn.
Question. Can you seize the
Yes.
initiative if you've already gone?
I don't believe so.
No, you can only seize the initiative if you haven't gone and only one side, and you can seize the initiative only once in a row.
Yeah. That's so. Who on our team hasn't gone yet?
Kelara.
Would
Also
you like to
Faustian
seize the
Gora.
initiative?
Do you-
I'm still afraid, aren't I?
You are.
Well then.
Can you unfear yourself?
I don't believe so. The fear condition specifies an ally has to pass the leadership test.
Okay.
Does it take an action to do the leadership test?
Yes.
Like a whole
Yeah,
full action?
that's
Okay.
that's why I spent my turn doing nothing.
Oh, yeah.
Well, these things do only have defense 3. Sure, I'll spend a soul token as if it were glory to seize the initiative.
You can also spend the glory.
Oh, we've only got 2 right now, and I had 4 soul tokens, and you lot can't spend them the same way I can.
Fair enough.
So I may as well dip into my own stocks. Let's see here. Do I have anything other than just shooting somebody?
I'm
That
glad.
would be DN7 right now, so can't do that. I think it makes sense to still DN5.
I'm very happy that I put the little graphic bug on the overlay that I did, because it means that when I don't move the camera of the Roll20 window all that much, you can still tell that it hasn't frozen.
Hey, Andrew, I don't want to throw you off, but I did want to ask.
Yeah.
When she uses a soul token, is there a visual effect?
There is a faint flare of a spiritual figure standing beside her for a second, and then it fades away.
That's really cool. Thanks. Sorry, didn't mean to hold you up, but I kind
Oh,
of
no.
thought, I thought
no,
there
it's
might be
fine.
something kick-ass going on, so I wanted to ask.
Oh, you want kick-ass? I've got an idea.
All right.
So I'm going to back up a bit to about there, and then I'm going to cast Smite, targeting this horror right here.
Oh yeah.
Now let's just see if it actually works before I describe it.
And to be clear, the ghostly figure was already kick-ass. So I wasn't saying that wasn't kick-ass. I was saying
There we go. That's what I like to see.
it's about to get cooler.
That's
So-
a lot of 6s.
That's 7 6s. I'm going to put one of those into glory, and then I'm going to shift.
They're frightened, so technically their defense is 5 with your penalty, but still.
Okay, so how I can shift all.
All but one of
that,
them.
In that case, I'm not going to put one into glory. I am instead going to shift 6 of them into 2 extra mortal wounds. So here's what happens. Kaylara stows the shuriken catapult as she runs to get a better line on a target. And then she reaches out with both hands, and the stone, the spirit stone, over her heart flares blue light. Ghostly figures step out of her body and sprint toward the brimstone horror. Each of them has a blade in hand, and they slash before they vanish from sight again. So this is 1d3 plus 2 mortal wounds. 4.
Nice. Yeah, it's dead.
Let's see here. There. Now we're getting somewhere. That's me done.
Yep. At that point, there is a final where all of the other sounds had been sort of like tearing cloth. This is a noise like a limb being ripped off of a body, as a visible hole in space opens behind Inquisitor Faust and Gora. As Faust turns to look, and most of you find your eyes drawn there as well, you see the writhing, unknowable mass of the warp behind that hole, and a legion of demons of every stripe waiting behind it. But for once, the demons are not the thing that stand out most. What is perhaps the most attention-grabbing is the not quite human figure that stands at the head of the pack. What almost appears to be a man made of bronze, with long bladed wings stretching off of the shoulders and hands that end in sharp talons, and a mask, a death mask of a face, stands almost like a living statue in front of this horde of demons and looks across the group of you. Well, I believe I've found my erstwhile hunters. You're all looking for me, aren't you? Well, I hate to not make an entrance. My name is Pontius Glaw, and I own. As the DM blanks in the middle of his own epic speech.
And I own.
I own the Cognite. Welcome. And now I own you, he says, as his claws reach out and grasp onto Faust's shoulder. As Faust reaches up with his hand and grabs onto the claws, digging into his shoulder. He looks over his own shoulder at the rest of you. You all have a mission to complete. Ave Imperator! And charges forward into Glaw, into the portal, which flashes shut with a blast of psychic energy, as both Faust and Glaw disappear from the battlefield.
So there's,
Gora's going to seize the initiative right now.
So there's still 3 more demons.
And she just, in a rage, as seeing this entire situation happen, unloads the gun that she is holding.
Hey, look, I'm now the ranking individual on this ship.
There's an inquisitorial apprentice here.
I feel like a Grey Knight captain outranks an inquisitorial apprentice.
She has the authority of her inquisitor.
Well, I'm a 5-war general.
Yeah, she's gonna shift those 2 to hit the extra 2.
War boss, Gabra. War boss.
That's not a pun.
Yeah,
a 5
she
war
kills
boss.
she kills the remaining horrors, and just kind of screams as she's emptying this gun into the 3 remaining horrors.
Gora?
Yeah.
Okay.
There is a moment of quiet as everything begins to die down in the wake of this demonic incursion. As you realize that the Inquisitor who has been heading you for all of this time has disappeared. That is where we will end for the week.
Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.